in art, the thing that makes art is that it communicates an idea and it makes you feel something. Started to make my art very personal, and more people started to feel connected, and then you realize that some of the problems you have, other people are going through them too. Yeah. It's like healing your inner child.
Yes, yes. I love all inner child healing, because it's so important, to be able to connect back with your child self. And that's the time when we weren't thinking, okay, this has to be perfect. It was just, let me grab paint.
It was just for fun,
and
that's where it came most authentically.
Hello, it's Sabrina with the Art and Healing Show. I'm so excited because I have Emmalynn here with me. We're in Rincón, Puerto Rico. And I'm so excited because I met Emmalynn at Art Walk, where it was a different place where it's like a marketplace where you can meet different artists it looked like, and be able to buy different products. And I was immediately drawn to her colorful, inspirational art. So Emmalynn, I would love for you to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about the work that you do.
Well, hi Sabrina, and thank you for coming to Galeria Borique today. So my work focuses around being empowering for women and around mental health. I mostly work digital illustration, but I love to paint as well, which is how I started. And yeah, I'm just a counseling graduate, mixing it with my artwork so I can somehow inspire other people and bring people into the journey of self-healing and discovery and all that.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And what's really cool about this experience for the Art and Healing Show is that I get to speak with women like you who are building beautiful businesses that are aligned with their joy and aligned with helping them have a positive impact on other people, especially other women. And so when I saw your art, I was just really inspired, and I was able, because I got a few sketchbooks for our vacation here in Puerto Rico, and I got all these beautiful stickers from Emmalynn because they have really inspirational quotes. They're in Spanish too, so it really touches my Latina side of my culture. And so, and even this being able to show Puerto Rico and El Cuatro, which is also from my family. So I just really admire the work that you do, because it honors our culture and our history, but then in a way that connects the mental health and inspiration into it. So I love what you do, and I'm happy that we get to be here having a conversation, and we're gonna have fun, just paint a little bit and be able to learn more about your story.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect.
I love that.
So we can go ahead and just grab our art materials. And for this, I'm probably just going to play around with colors and just have fun. No need for perfection or anything like that. Just enjoy ourselves.
I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Same.
So just go with the flow.
We'll figure it out as we go. But I would love to just kind of start by learning. I know that you mentioned with me that you studied counseling. What about counseling and mental health? How did you bridge mental health and art? How did that process happen for you?
Yeah, so when I was in my last year in my bachelor's degree for art teaching, I was doing my practice at a local community school in Lajas, Puerto Rico, and I had a very diverse set of students. So they gave me all the special education students, students from different situations in life, and I was in the classroom. Some classes I was more listening to their troubles more than giving class. So that was for a whole semester, and that's when I decided I wanted to study counseling, because I felt like a counselor to them most of the time, since the school counselor didn't have much time for them, and I had students one day and the other day they wouldn't come to class, and I would ask them for the parents, what's wrong with he's not coming to class, and it was situations that they were beyond. I would have never imagined, because it was a middle school. And I have kids, pregnant girls, kids who had drug addictions at a young age. It was really crazy and chaotic in that school. And, I was like, oh my God, how can I be talking to them in class about art when they have so many troubles outside of school? One of them had to be removed from his household because he got in a fight with his mother. And I'm like, how can I contain a kid, has problems with his own mother? He's not going to respect me either. And I had so many troubles in school. It taught me a lot. And So yeah, but at the end of the semester, I was able to impact some of their lives in a positive way. You know, they kept coming to class even more, even if it's for 1 hour that I had them, that they were able to express themselves in art. I felt like I was doing something, even though, you know, you had these deadlines from the school. You need to teach this and this and this, but most of the time I couldn't be able to meet those deadlines because of the situations I was having in the classroom with the kids.
So then, walking through your journey, so you went into counseling. Were you doing art before then? Like, how long have you been doing art?
Yeah, since I was a kid, since I could hold a pencil, basically. My parents were very nurturing when it came to giving me art materials. So I was always drawing the walls, and they gave me like this big notebook so I wouldn't paint the walls. And I just kept going from there. And when I got a computer, when I was in like kindergarten, I started using Paint, you know, Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, I remember that.
I love that. I really liked it. And that's how I started. From there, I guess I never stopped. And then I studied, when I went to college, I studied art teaching.
Oh, wow. That's
but after my
beautiful.
practice, I never ended up doing it because I began my Atelier project.
Wow. So like, how would you say now that you have your business, because how long have you been doing it full time?
Since 2016.
Congrats, almost 10 years.
Yeah,
yes. How does that feel to know that you've been doing this for 10
years? It hasn't felt like that long.
No?
To me. No, it has felt way shorter. Especially since I was kind of a year inactive due to COVID. I was able to create a lot from home, but not visit any markets or participate in events or stuff. So, yeah, but it hasn't felt like that long.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So it sounds like, so it's been 10 years of you building your art business, and you've been mainly based in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is that that experience for you, kind of being based and from Puerto Rico? How do you kind of infuse the Puerto Rican culture into your art?
Yes. So when I started, I was talking to you earlier about the earrings, so I would like to speak a little bit more about that. So it was this gallery event in San Germán, and after a class I took on ceramics in college, I was making myself like some earrings. I made myself aguacate earrings, papaya earrings, different fruit like plátano earrings, and for one of those events I wore the earrings, and I had my paintings sort of like in the walls here, and people kept asking me, where are those earrings from? I never seen anything like that before. And that's how I started, and from there I even made Bad Bunny earrings. I made, you know, the Behigante earrings, the Flor de Maga earrings, and in a way I guess I started incorporating it in stuff that I wore every day, that, you know, Puerto Riqueña, Latina side that, you know, would connect with other women, and it did, because that's how I started making earrings for other women. Really? Yeah.
So how does that feel to be creating art for women? Like, it sounds like your main audience is women.
Yeah, mainly.
Women,
yes.
But why is that important to you, as a woman, as a Latina woman?
Yeah, I wanted to make more space because, you know, you would visit galleries and it's mostly men, and throughout history,
That's true.
People have been praising like male painters. And, you know, even in history, when I started learning about art history, I learned so many times that women would get their ideas stolen. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
And even women authors needed to publish their book under a male's name.
That's crazy. I've heard of that too.
And I was like, what?
I can't even imagine. That's a different time then.
Yeah, when you needed to ask permission for everything. You couldn't feel like the safety of publishing your work or getting it out there without somebody else taking credit for it. And I don't know, I guess in a way I just wanted to create that space.
And what was it like for you growing up in Puerto Rico as a Latina?
So growing up, I lived a country life.
Cool.
Yeah, I grew up in a farm next to a river. I would swim in the river with my brother. We had all sorts of animals, from chickens, geese, turkeys, cows. In the neighbor had cows. So I'm a country girl. I'm not a city girl.
I love that.
At night I would hear the coquis, the breeze outside. We would also stay outside in little tents, my brother and I. So yeah, I love the country because of that, and I love the tranquility of this side of the west side.
Yeah. And where did you grow up?
In Sabana Grande.
So is that on this side of the island?
That's
or?
going to the south.
South.
Yeah.
So south of Rincón.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right now, estamos, for example, right now we're here. Sabana Grande is like here at the bottom.
Oh, wow. So kind of on its way to Ponce?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Do you have to go through your town and get to Ponce?
Yeah, through my town, yeah, you get to Ponce.
So that's what you meant earlier when you were like, oh, it's a ghost town.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's very peaceful and quiet. I love that.
That's amazing. I feel like that also helps in many ways, like as an artist, having that space where you can be in the quiet and be able to hear your voice and not just be inundated with all like the city sounds and the hustle feel that you feel in the city sometimes.
Yeah, and it's very serene. And my mother's side and my father's side were both from the countryside as well.
Oh wow.
So
from the same area or a different area?
No, my mother's from Maricao, which is towards the center of the island. And my father from the countryside of Mayagüez.
Oh yes, I've heard of that. That's cool. That's beautiful.
And they grew up taking care of animals too.
Oh wow.
So they had even more than I did. They even had ducks, and that's like the food they would bring home. They had pigs.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So then, do you still take care of animals, like for fun or like?
Yeah, for like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the chickens lay egg every day. So
every day?
Yeah, those are the eggs we eat. We don't really buy eggs.
That's great. That's so cool.
And so we started growing coffee too.
Coffee? That's cool.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, to be able to have your own homegrown coffee. I'm sure that like the taste probably is totally different.
Oh yes.
Because like when you try stuff from like a farm, it tastes totally different than when you get it from a supermarket.
Yeah, because it's clean, it's organic, and Puerto Rican coffee is amazing.
Yeah.
We buy Puerto Rican coffee. Hopefully now we'll be able to grow our own if it flourishes, but we'll see.
Yeah. So when it comes to your art, why is it important to you, especially with your mental health background, to incorporate more of those like inspirational like words of affirmation? What does it mean for you, and how has it helped you? Yeah,
so when I started studying in college, I realized that it was very, ¿cuál es la palabra estigmatizado? You know, like estigma?
Like the stigma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People would, joke around in school, like, tú estás loco, cosas así, like you're crazy.
Yeah.
And I felt like the language we used was so harmful. And when you wouldn't really talk about problems, people, you could be talking to someone and they would say the most dramatic thing and be like, oh, but I'm okay, I'm fine. They're just shoving it under the rug all the time. And people don't really talk about their problems. And many people don't like to listen to other people and their problems. So I was always that friend that would I would listen to my friends. I'm not a very talkative person. I like listening more. That's just how I am. I don't really like talking about myself. I like listening to people. And I guess my friends always found like that space for me to listen to them. And they would be like, tú puedes ser la psicóloga del grupo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I thought it was important to incorporate that in my work. So in a way where it's not like this serious atmosphere where it can be like talked about freely and openly without feeling scared, or it could be accepting. So in art, the thing that makes art is that it communicates an idea and it makes you feel something. And art is so subjective because something can speak volumes to you and it can say nothing to the other person, and it can become so personal. And I guess in that way, I started to make my art very personal, and more people starting started to feel connected, and then you realize that some of the problems you have, other people are going through them too.
Yeah.
And while you interpret something in one way, it speaks to another person in a whole different way.
Absolutely.
And it brings us together. And I think art really is a really powerful tool for that, because, you know, I might be a Puerto Rican girl from here, and some girl in, I don't know, the other side of the world can be having like a very close experience to mine. And with something such as art, that sometimes you don't even need to read it, you can just look at it. You can say, oh my God, como que estamos conectados in that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, and Rincón has helped me do that, because I met people from so many countries.
Yeah.
And when they ask me for a translation for something they read in English or in Spanish, I'm like, oh, it means this, and they're like, oh my God, and then okay, I like that, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
And I've had so many testimonies, you know, in Rincón. There was this woman that came and said, I've been getting your stuff for years now. You don't know who I am, but an artwork you made me finally come to the decision of leaving my abusive husband. And I was like, what? And she told me that in the table down there in La Marqueta, like we met last week. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's my favorite one. It finally gave me the courage to leave that toxic relationship. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the power of art.
Something beyond imagination.
Yeah. And what's beautiful about your art too is that even if somebody doesn't know Spanish, the message still is resonant for them. So you giving that translation, it still means something to them. So that's why like I gravitated towards your art, because for my personal favorite is sé feliz con lo que tienes mientras trabajas para lo que quieres.
Yes.
Because that for me, I feel like that's a big lesson I had to learn over the past few years of just, you know, enjoying what you have right now. And yes, maybe you want to create a better future for yourself, or maybe you want to pursue a different career. Like for me, I'm, you know, just kind of looking at different ways that I wanted to move into the career of being an artist. And it's like, be thankful for what you have right now, because what you want, it's coming. Just be like, that's the other one that I like.
Yeah,
lo que
patience.
vibras atraes.
Yeah,
because
vibes
like,
attract.
Exactly. So if I'm in a more gratitude mindset, then I'm attracting more gratitude and abundance. So that's why I gravitated to these two, or all these different quotes that you have, like soy más fuerte que mis miedos. Because like those fears do come up where you don't know if you can accomplish it. You don't know if you can be an artist, because it can feel like it's hard to be an artist in today's day and age. But art is so important right now, and like for you, making messages that helps remind you of your strength, or remind you, hey, keep going. We need that, because you know, life has its challenges, and sometimes we need those reminders that everything's going to be okay. And then it creates like a connection, because now it's like the lessons you learned, you created it into art, and now we get to look at that art and learn from it and be inspired by it. So that's amazing. Like the story that you shared, that she was able to leave her abusive husband because she had the strength to be able to do that.
She felt like I needed to hear that. And I finally came and took the courage, and I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it is beautiful.
So to know that your art is literally helping others heal, that's a beautiful like power and strength to be able to have to yourself. Yeah.
And you were talking about creating art. I would like to talk about humans creating art. You know, with the rise of AI, you said how difficult it was in this day and age to feel like an artist, and so challenging. And those are worries we get every day. And the mind, I feel like, is the most powerful thing. You might have it all, like, in your hands, but if you don't have the right mindset for it, you're not gonna do anything with it.
Exactly.
And if you keep telling yourself every day that you're not enough, that you can't do it, that you're always lacking, it's always gonna feel like that, because you say it so much, you start to believe it, and it affects in, you know, every single day, everything you do. You're always gonna have like those thoughts. I can't do it. I'm stuck. I have nothing. The mind is so powerful.
So if you don't mind me asking, in those moments that you, like in your 10-year journey of becoming an artist, how did you kind of continue finding the strength, or continue overcoming the challenges, like in today's digital age, having to be, wear multiple hats? You can't just do the art, you gotta like market yourself, you gotta be at the events. So how has that journey been for you?
Yeah, so when I started doing this, you know, I had no clue of what you said, of all the hats you needed to wear. that's when it hit me. Oh my God, I need to, if I'm not doing this for myself, no one is. So the one thing that has kept me going, I guess in a way, has been the passion. Even though you get worried, how long is this gonna last? Is this sustainable for me? Am I going to be able to keep going despite, the rise of AI or so? Passion is really what kept me going, even in the slowest months. Whenever somebody tells me, "Oh, I want to do art," and I always tell them, make sure it's the one thing you can't really live without, because in the tough moments, that's when you're gonna see, is this even worth it? My time, my energy, my mental health, because it even ends up affecting you mentally when you feel like you're not, getting that jump start you really need to continue. And that's the only thing that's kept me going. That even in the slowest months, I say, okay, I can shift my energy into something else until, and I guess that's how it's been for almost 10 years. I started connecting with other women. I then learned I could have my artwork into different places, not only myself, and I opened up to that. And and interviews too.
Wow, I love that.
And all of them have come organically, really.
Really?
Just like,
Wow, that's so cool. So then when it comes to like the art that you have made, how have you kind of like found your voice? How did you find your style as an artist? Like how did you know that bold and colorful is what is most aligned with Emmalynn?
So I grew up in a very retro household.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Especially, I think one of my biggest influences would be my father. He loves the 80s, and my personality, I feel like I might look physically like my mom, but in personality, I'm my father. Oh yeah. Entirely.
That's
He
cool.
loves the 80s. He loves like disco music. And he would always put like on the TV like the Bee Gees music videos and ABBA, and it was so beautiful and colorful. The disco balls, it all was so dreamy, like very nostalgic, and that sort of feeling I wanted to incorporate it in my artwork. That's one of the ways I felt like I could make it like really personal, was giving it that nostalgia, and using like the very colorful palettes from the 70s and the 60s and the 80s, where everything, even the makeup, was amazing.
It was a totally different time back then.
Yeah. Right now there's like the clean girl makeup, but I love the colorful, eyeshadows that even if they look messy or tacky, I love that.
Adding that color back, that personality.
Yeah. So I wanted to incorporate that into my artwork, making it feel like very dreamy in that sort of way.
Wow. So then have you seen your style evolve over the past 10 years, or do you feel like you really just was able to focus on your current style and just keep growing it and keep growing it?
Sometimes I feel like it's evolved, but then there's people like, they tell me, oh, I saw one of your works at this place. Whenever I see something, I know it's yours because you have like that style. And sometimes as artists, we don't see it.
Yeah, 100%.
But you hear it from other people, but you don't really see it. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, does this look like something I would do? Como que it's very far away from my usual style. And sometimes that keeps you from trying new things because you want to stick to something, and you like restrict yourself from exploring. But then I hear stuff like that, and then it's like, okay, I guess I'm doing okay.
That means there's still the connecting piece between the different styles. Yeah.
So I like experimenting, because even if you're experimenting and trying something new, you're still keeping that essence of what makes you you. So sometimes we, like the thing I was saying before with mentality and how what we think affects us, I was thinking, oh my God, maybe this doesn't look like something I would do. I'm just gonna toss it around, and somebody else, oh no, it's brilliant, it's really nice. And it's the self-talk. We need to talk to ourselves better.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel like that can be challenging sometimes as an artist, because it's like it can feel like a lonely journey in some ways if you don't have other artists around you. So it's so cool that you're part of a gallery, so you can kind of be in similar paths as the other artists who are learning, how do we get ourselves out there in today's digital age, especially with AI? But then also it's like, how do you continue growing in your career? How do you continue connecting to your voice and knowing that what you're creating is like truly aligned with you, not something that you think everyone wants, but something that brings you joy. So that's what's really cool about the art you're making, because it sounds like you're making it within, like, for your own self. And
it's like healing your inner child.
Yes. I love all inner child, like, healing, because it's so important, like, to be able to connect back with your child self. And that's the time when we weren't thinking, okay, this has to be perfect. It was just, let me grab paint.
It was just for fun.
And
that's where it came most authentically. When it wasn't like, to prove yourself to someone. You just wanted a way to express yourself. That's why we would paint walls without even caring, oh no.
That's true.
Then you would realize what you just did, but in the moment you were just painting and being happy.
Exactly.
And it's so important for kids to express themselves and the arts. And because of that nurturing and that upbringing is that I do it today. So many people, when they start to restrict it. Oh no, don't do that, don't do this, and you don't give them the kids art tools, and then they look to express themselves in other unhealthy ways.
Absolutely.
So I think it's really important for every parent also to nurture their kids whenever they have like this inclination towards the arts.
Absolutely. Especially I feel like with like today's content too, like the stuff that people watch, it's easy for younger generations to probably, just watch everybody else living their life. But if you can connect with whether it's painting or ceramics or like the what you showed me with the driftwood, just being able to connect with different forms of expressing yourself. That's, I think, what's most important, regardless of what medium it is, as long as you're expressing yourself and tapping into who you are and your voice. That's so healing, because it's helping you understand yourself in a whole different way, and also understanding the world and people around you and connecting with other people in a different way. So that for me, that's what I love about art and expression. It's a whole nother language. Yeah, exactly. And it's like sometimes you can't really explain where that language came from. It just comes from your soul. Yeah.
And do it without that sort of, in Spanish would be like ataduras, in English would be like ties of having for it to look a certain way.
Exactly.
That's why art therapy is so important, because you can use it as a way of expressing yourself instead of it looking a certain way or having the pressure that you're not good enough.
Exactly.
Anyone can do it.
Exactly.
Anyone can do it. That's the beauty of it. Then anyone's capable, anyone has the even talent. I don't think, you might have like how do you say that? Como que naces con eso, like you're born with it.
Yeah, like a natural gift.
Yeah, but I feel like practice, it can get you anywhere.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
completely agree. And for me, that's actually how I started, because for me, I started off in journalism, and then I went into photography and videography, and I never really considered myself an artist in that sense. But then COVID happened, and I was seeing people, the time where people were making all their sourdough and their painting, like everybody was living their at-home life. And I remember seeing people painting, and for years I've always admired artists, but I never really gave it a shot for my own self. And then during the pandemic, I was like, you know what, it was my birthday, so I think I was turning maybe like 28, 29. And I was like, let me just buy myself some art supplies and let's just have fun. No pressure, just enjoy it.
Exactly.
And I just started doing it. I was like, it like that natural gift started coming out, but I never used it before. So it's like, I think some women that I meet, sometimes they say, oh, I'm not creative. And it's like, maybe you just have to explore different forms of creativity and see what brings you happiness. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you're happy, that's what's most important.
And by saying that I'm not creative, you're actually cutting yourself short. You're blocking yourself from being open to creativity. That's why the mindset is so important. I've heard that so many times. People say, oh, I'm not creative, but you're closing yourself by saying that. Just try, without any sort of expectations. You can always try, and you can get so far with just trying.
There's no harm in trying.
The things you say are so important to others and to yourself. That's what makes you, block yourself from the beginning by saying you can't do it.
Absolutely. So then, talking about what does the future look like for you? What would you like, I guess, the next phase of your art or your career or your business? What would you like to accomplish, whether it's in the next year or in a few years? Like, what does your vision look like?
Yeah, I would like to go a little bit more hands-on in my artwork. I would like to make more bigger scale paintings.
Ooh.
I used to paint a lot when I was in college because of my classes, my projects. But then as I started Atelier, I was mainly digital. So I would like to go to that a little bit more, like making bigger scale paintings and just turning everything off for days, because we get so connected to our screens sometimes. And I started feeling a little bit lost towards the end of the year. Oh my God, because you know, in this day and age, everything is for the content, and sometimes you end up editing more than the actual and it's so crazy. And sometimes you can feel a little bit lost after that. So I would like to go a bit more, you know, hands-on with my art and make it more physical and get my hands a little bit messier and not being in my iPad so much.
That's what makes it fun too. And it's funny because I had a mindset shift this year, because I used to feel the same way about like content. And I'm like, if I'm gonna do content, it has to feel like art. It has to feel like like
it's part of it.
Not like it's marketing, or not that it's like something I have to do. But it's like, how do I make it fun? How do I make it something that's enjoyable to me? So like a good example, I was looking at your Instagram, and I love the one that you made with the Wes Anderson vibe. Because that feels like art. It doesn't feel like, oh, it's just like the trend. It's like you put your personality into it.
I love making that video. It was one of my shifts here.
I loved it.
I'm just gonna set the camera, and my boyfriend was helping me. It's one of my favorites. When they're like artistic like that, when it doesn't feel like you have to follow a script or do, you know, make a performance. It feels a lot more authentic.
And you're getting to be yourself too. It's not. I think that's the thing with social media. The opportunity is for people to realize that it's a way for you to express yourself. It doesn't have to be, it's not about the likes, it's not about the metrics, but it's more about how can you share your light with the world, and how can you kind of, if you can, how can you inspire other people while you're sharing your light. So I really admire your Instagram, and because it just feels like I just met you, but I feel like I see your personality in your Instagram.
In my post.
So it's cool to see that.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Thank you. Because
you're welcome.
oh my God, it's so difficult for me. Whenever I start drawing, I usually share like the screen capture my program can do, but sometimes I like start something and then I record a little bit, then I keep drawing, and then I'm mostly done, and I forget to record the rest of it. I'm like, oh my God, no, I forgot to film the rest of it. And then, you know, it's a process. Sometimes I'm able to keep like my tripod on, and then sometimes I think it's recording and it's not. I have the worst luck when it comes to that. But it's a process.
It's like you have to learn so much patience with it.
Yes.
And then I know for me, sometimes I'm like so in the zone that it's like I don't want to have to grab my phone. I'm in flow state right now.
Exactly.
So it's just like learning how to balance the two.
Yeah. So I want to try more, you know, setting up my camera and start painting and just getting lost in it, and whatever the camera caught, good. If it didn't, whatever. Not to get so frustrated about it.
Exactly. So we're about close to the end. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about you as a person, your artist journey, or your business?
So I guess the message I want to bring, you know, to the end is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, a lot of people, when they approach you, they're like, oh, I would like it to be, my artwork to be more like yours, and they don't see that it's been like so many years journey. And when I started, oh my God, sometimes I kept like my old sketchbooks, and I'm like, oh my God, I actually did that. They were terrible. They were awful.
Aww.
And you know, it's a process for so many years. And I've had Atelier since 2016, and it hasn't felt that long. But when I go back and look at my older works, I'm like, oh my God, I can see the evolution and the growth. And it doesn't have to be perfect from the beginning. Like, for example, when I started making my earrings, some of them will fall apart. now I know how to make them in a way that they can last for hopefully ever. But when I started, they were nothing like that, and I jumped into this not knowing anything. And you don't have to know it all from the beginning. I didn't even know how to sell my artwork or where to get to, to get myself out there. I knew absolutely nothing. And, and the ugly parts of maintaining a business was just the taxes and the papers and the permits. That's
not the artist side.
Yeah, I knew absolutely nothing. And I still did it. So if you feel like you're wanting to start, don't think about everything you don't know. Just start with what you have. And, even if it's with cheap supplies or whatever, because we tend to say, oh, I'm not doing this until I have this or until I have this other thing. And you were speaking earlier about the attitude of gratitude, and that is so important. We always focusing on the stuff we're lacking, and we have so much, and we're so blessed, and we have so much creativity in our hands. We just need to start and use it.
And now more than ever, I feel like it's in some ways, maybe back in the day, it was maybe easier or harder for artists. But I feel like with today, yes, there's more noise with like social media, but it's easier than ever for people from all over to learn about you. So it's like, even though you and I meet now, I'll still be able to follow your journey while I'm in Florida.
Exactly.
And that way it's like you get to continue staying in touch and seeing the progress from far away, or share your content to other people. So it's cool how now as artists we have ways that we can share our art with more people than
we're closer
back when
now.
Internet wasn't available.
We're closer than ever.
I love that. And then one other question. So with my platform, Art and Healing, I would love to ask you the question, what does it mean to you how is art healing to you?
Oh, it helps me so much. So it heals me in a way where when I feel stuck, for example, back when I was a student, all the other classes that nobody wants to do, and I had fun with the paint classes, I had fun with the ceramic class, but whenever I had like history or Spanish class, English class, and I would be frustrated with projects, I would be in my classroom drawing, and the hours would go by like that. So for me, it's a way to distract myself and not be anxious and not feel stressed about day-to-day work, because I can despejarme. I don't know how to say that in
release
English.
Yourself.
It's like a way of releasing and not
disconnecting or reconnecting to yourself.
It's so important for me because anxiety and feeling frustrated when something doesn't go your way, different things in life, and it's helped me to connect with other people too. So it's really important. It's not only about getting your word out there, it's actually healing for me too, like the process of making everything. And that's the part I remember the most. It's not, we were talking about the destination and the journey. So we focus on the destination. So I like to focus on the journey. Because that's what helps me. While the final product might heal other people, the process of making it is what's healing me as I make it. So
that's beautiful.
If I didn't do that, honestly, I don't know what I would be doing. I don't see myself doing anything else.
Hey, that's a beautiful thing. That's when you know you have a gift, and that gift is making you happy. And through that happiness, you're helping to make other people happy.
And even when I feel blocked, I have many hobbies. I like playing video games. I like reading. I like going to the beach. But I always come back to this. No matter what, this is what I come back to.
Yeah, same. Similarly, I also use it a lot for kind of quieting the thoughts, helping to center myself. For me, it's very much a meditation. It feels like I love flow state. When I have good music on and I just kind of enter flow, it's hours can pass. So it's funny because sometimes it's to the point where I'm having so much fun that it's okay, I have to take a little pause. I gotta go eat lunch, or I have to do a little bit of other work. So it's just, for me, it's something that's so calming, and there's no other voices in my head. It's just my own. That's what I love about art.
Happens to me too. Sometimes I forget to eat the whole day. And it has happened too where I have drank my paint water.
Or you put it inside of the drink.
Intoxicated myself with paint water.
I definitely understand. I love that. Well, just, is there anything else that you'd like to share? before we close it out?
I don't know. You can ask me more questions.
No?
I don't know if I've answered them correctly.
Oh yeah, you did fantastic. No, I feel like
I get shy.
No, you're good. I feel like you were able to share about your journey, about how you were able to get to where you are now, how you were able to like learn from your mental health background and counseling and infuse that into your art. Yeah, I feel like you shared just about everything.
Okay.
I think one of the things that I would love to just hear about is how can people find you, whether it's on Instagram or your website, how can people connect with you?
So people can connect with me through Instagram mainly because that's where I post most of my, if I'm gonna be somewhere, if I'm gonna have an event or any special drop or something, or my process, I share them a lot through my stories whenever I'm drawing. Basically Instagram. I have a Facebook, but I don't really use Facebook that much, but it's there. If you don't have Instagram, it's there. Instagram and Facebook, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Emmalynn. I really appreciate you, and I'm glad that we were able to paint together. I know I entered flow state and was just like listening to you. I'm very inspired by what you shared. So from someone who's been in your artist career for 10 years, as someone who is still in the beginning phases of her career, just being able to create a platform for someone like you to share your story. So thank you so much for opening up your gallery to us and showing us around and having fun painting together.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I got distracted. I'm talking that I didn't draw much.
It's perfect. I love what you did.
Yeah, so because I'm very solitary. I draw with audiobooks and music.
Oh yeah.
So it felt nice to draw and talk to someone.
I loved it. Yeah, it was refreshing.
I'm like the hermit and the tarot cards, like always locked in a cave.
Yeah, and this is what's helpful to kind of like as artists.
Yeah,
it's very easy to be like solitary, which is also just as important, but for us artists to be able to connect with one another.
Yeah, we should do this every week, I think.
Oh, yes.
I vote for that.
I vote with you on that, too. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Emmalynn. And yes, let's have a beautiful day. Art and healing. Thank you. Appreciate you. So much fun.
I didn't stutter too much.
No, not at all. That was great. It was a conversation,
Okay.
and that's what I want. It feels more natural. It doesn't feel so like CNN, like interviewee. Just having a good conversation.
Very descriptive.
Yes, exactly. Authentic to ourselves. Yeah. I'm gonna grab the mic from you. Thank you. Yeah, that was wonderful. And I love the Flor del Mag.
See, I did the Flor del Mag for you. Let me finish it.
What?
It can be like a little bookmark.
I would love that.
For the journal.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's the fact that you did that so quickly. That's impressive.
See, now you have the national flower forever. Wherever you go.
Made by a local artist.
Let me set the date. Today's.
Is that your artwork too?
No, that's from an artist I admire. I have her book.
Really?
I got it for Christmas, actually, her book. Her name is Dawn Aquarius.
Dawn Aquarius?
Yeah.
Oh, look that up. Because I'm an Aquarius, so the moment you said that.
Me too.
You're Aquarius?
Yeah.
What? When's your birthday?
February 13th.
What? January 27.
Ooh.
Wow, Aquarius. See? And we're entering the age of Aquarius too?
Sí.
Very important time for creativity.
Sí.
That's so cool.
Aquarians son los más creativos del zodiac.
Exactly.
We're the weirdos.
That's why we said solitary. I'm like, yeah, I understand what you mean. Because sometimes it's so much more comfortable to just be at home by yourself or on the beach.
That's our superpower.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, so like-minded. I love that. Cut.